So first question, tidal force experienced by ocean's world theoretically change if the new celestial body, all are correct. So tidal force experienced ocean would theoretically change if a new celestial body comparable to the size of Earth it is to be introduced between the Earth, Moon, and the Sun. But the size of the Earth is to be introduced between the Earth, Moon, and the Sun. If the Earth, Moon, second is that the Earth, if the Earth, Moon, Sun change their alignments with respect to each other. So both are correct. National Urban Information System intends to create an urban GIS database with the help of satellite images of aerial photography. So one is the correct, two is not correct. Connect all major port cities with high speed instant broadband. No, it's not correct. So here create an urban GIS database, National Urban Information System intends developed by ISRO, Survey of India, Ministry of Urban Development. So next question. The Constitution upholds the right to labor and ensure labor welfare. I mean, which of the following ways their directive principle? Both are correct. It makes provision for just and human conditions for work and maternity relief. It exhorts the government to take steps to secure participation of workers in the management of industries. So directive principle: the Constitution upholds the right of labor and ensures labor welfare. And in which of the following ways the directive that is directive principle, it makes provision for just human conditions for work and maternity relief. It exhorts the government to take steps to secure the participation of workers and in the management of industries. So consider the following statements. Directive depreciation does not take into account unexpected or sudden destruction or disuse of capital as can happen with accidents. So consider the following statement. Depreciation does not take into account unexpected or sudden destruction or disuse of capital as can happen with accidents. So both A is the correct. It only accounts for gradual depreciation of capital due to wear and tear. Second is there is no such policy. It is a common practice in India and adjust GDP in the each year for a fixed depreciation among waning the natural calamities. It is not correct. So there is no such policy, but the policymakers are conscious of the depreciation, the induced decline of the capital, and thus the focus on gross capital formation is considerable. So here, what evidence is proposed in support of the continental depth theory? What evidence is proposed in support to the continental depth theory? So jigsaw feet of the coastlines on either side of the southern Atlantic Ocean. The jigsaw feet of the coastline on either sides of the southern Atlantic Ocean. So second is belt of ancient rocks of from Brazil coast matches with those from Western Africa. So what evidence is proposed in support of the continental drift theory? So jigsaw pit of the coastline. Sorry. So jigsaw pit of the coastlines on either side of the South Atlantic Ocean, built of ancient rocks from Brazil coast matches with those of Western Australia. Occurrence of rich popular placer deposits of the gold and Ghana, and the absence of any such sources of rock therein. थोड़ा सा गला खराब हो रहा है. तो देखिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन boundary currents and ocean currents are dynamics determined by the presence of coastline which of the following distinguish western coastal boundary and an eastern boundary current. So eastern boundary currents are relatively deeper and fast flowing than western boundary currents. Eastern boundary currents they transport organisms long distance rapidly, unlike our western boundary that are slow and relatively still. So eastern boundary currents relatively deeper, narrow, and fast flowing than western boundary currents. Eastern boundary currents transport organisms and long distance rapidly, unlike western boundary currents are slow and relatively still. So both are wrong. So please remember eastern boundary currents relatively deeper, narrow, fast flowing than eastern boundary current. Western boundary, eastern fast. Which of the following, which of these values can be found both in reactive principle and fundamental rights? Environment, environmental conservation. Which of the following values can be found both directive principle and fundamental duties? That is, environmental conservation, not upholding noble ideals that inspired by the national spirit, struggle for freedom, promoting harmony and the spirit of fraternity. Not correct. The term bipolarity and multipolarity, often used in the context of international relations, refers to balance of powers in the world. The term bipolarity and multipolarity, often is used in the context of international relations, refers to bipolarity and multipolarity, often used in the context of international relations, refer balance of power in the world. Consider the following statements about the partition of India. So, Bengal and Punjab were the two provinces divided or separation on the basis of religion. The Bengal and Punjab were two provinces divided and separated on the basis of religion. It's not correct. The scheme of partition India included an overall plan for transfer of population across the border. It's not correct. So all are now wrong. Who became to be known as the father of communal electorate of India? It is Minto, father of communal electorate of India, Minto. Consider the following statements. Correct is both the Llewellyn-Smith Committee. Llewellyn-Smith Committee re-examined the tenor system operating from Lord Curzon's time in 1915. So LSC Committee re-examined the tenor system operating from Lord Curzon's time in 1915. The Maxwell Committee suggested that the Secretary of the Department should be responsible to the minister concerned. So both are correct. Consider this following statements about Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri, as an extension of the Jan Dhan Yojana, the scheme allows retail users ability of overdraft at rural banks and other financial institutions. One is wrong, and as an extension of the Jan Dhan Yojana, the scheme allows retail users the ability of overdraft rural banks and other financial institutions. The scheme aims of indigenizing the production of material and technology, currency, coins and notes in India. So both are wrong. With reference to glaciers in India, consider the following statements. So the two answers are correct. Bhagirathi River is fed by meltwaters from under the south of the Gangotri Glacier. Bhagirathi River, a river Alkananda and Bhagirathi joins make river Ganga near Devrayag. Among the northern states of India, Uttarakhand does not host a glacier, so one is wrong. So the Bhagirathi River is fed by meltwaters from under the snout of the Gangotri Glacier. River Alkananda and Bhagirathi join to make river Ganga near Devrayag. Consider the following statements about BPO promotion scheme. India BPO promotion scheme, IBPS. India BPO, it was advised under the Digital India program. Incentives under the scheme distributed among each state and in proportion of state population. It is correct, and it provides incentive for generating employment beyond the target of and wider dispersal with states. So both are correct. 1 to 3. Sanskrit language can be found to be written in which of these languages in various manuscripts found in India? It all are Odia script, Bengali script, Telugu and Grantha script. So both are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hindi, Nepali, Bengali, Punjabi, Marathi. Brahmi evolved Brahmic script. Hindi, Nepali, Bengali, Heri, Brahmi, Kharosthi. GDP is the total value of eggs produced during a particular year, all foreign goods and services. The major tributaries are of Mahanadi are major tributaries of Mahanadi are Sionath and Ong. Mahanadi का tributary है Sionath और Ong. 1 and 2 not got the answer not. Mahanadi का tributary Jong Hasdo Mand Ib Ong Tail. Social audit is increasingly being seen as an important tool to improve accountability in governance, which can be assigned the responsibility for the social audit of the government scheme, a community group or professional institution. A community group of a professional institution. Enter the following statement about soil structure. Soil will usually develop to be thin and steep slopes and quick and thick over flat uplands area. Soils over flat areas may develop a thicker layer and or clay with a good accumulation of organic matter, giving soil dark color and compared to the hilly areas. Soil usually developed to be thin and on deep slopes and thick over flat uplands areas. Soil over flat, soil over flat may develop a thicker layer of clay and good accumulation of organic matter, giving soil dark color as compared to hilly areas. National Sample Survey Organization is organized under the Ministry of Statistics and Planning and Program Implementation. UNESCO describes gross enrollment ratio as the total enrollment with which country within a country in specific level of education expressed as a percentage of the population of the official age group corresponding to this level of education. Consider the following about GER. Gross enrollment ratio is calculated for all levels of education, primary, secondary, and tertiary. GER can be more than 10%. Consider the following statements about body mass index. It is not applicable to growing children. A BMI by 5 to 15 is considered unhealthy. A calculation of BMI is done independently of age. Why are avalanches more common in the northern Himalaya than the Nilgiris? Because due to difference in rock structure and tectonic stability. Second is not correct because due to a higher rainfall and higher temperature gradient experienced in the Himalaya region. So it is not correct. It is stable, Western Ghats, it is stable. Hard rocks. Okay, next question. Kamraj plan was recently related to the reformation of the ranks of which of the following parties? It is Indian National Congress. Kamraj plan. Based on International Monetary Fund estimates, which of the following is the closest per capita income or GDP per capita figure of India? It is slightly less than 2000. World Development Indicators report being published by World Bank. With reference to the loess, consider the following statements. It can be created by wind as well as movement by glaciers. One is the correct. That's not correct. Which of the following economic or trade blocks presently functions or proposed will be the largest in the world in terms of combined GDP? Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Following economic trade blocks presently functions or proposed will be largest in the world in terms of GDP. Regional RCEP. Consider the following statements. Both are lithosphere plates carry both continents and ocean floor, and lithosphere plates are prone to movement because of the movements of molten magma inside the earth. Consider the following statements. The Kangra fort includes richly carved temples with idols embossed in their walls. The Dilwara temple are famous for the use of the marble and intricate marble carvings. Consider the following statements. Granite rocks are formed due to cooling down of magma inside the earth. ASEAN is treated agreement with which of these partners? It is all are people: China, Japan, India, New Zealand, Australia. Inner line permit applicable in some northeastern states. Which occurred near Japan, world richest fishery in the world, owing to be very high tides in some areas which enhance the availability of nutrients. Here is Japan is the answer. Combat internationally material support. Thank you. We discussed before. It's the last question. Which of the following into the East Asian countries have the larger longitudinal spread than India? It is none of the above. So, thank you, friends.